Fellow Nigerians, today I am here to address the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria because of the deplorable medical situation in Nigeria and his continued visit for medical treatment abroad. Mr. President, it is quite unfortunate that you lied to Nigerians during your campaign in the 2015 presidential election. You lied that you will not seek medical treatment abroad. But today, you continue to leave your duty post, climbing up to 200 days to seek medical treatment in another country, the United Kingdom. In recent times, you modified the reasons of your traveling from medical visit to private visit, just to deceive Nigerians. Since your private visit is or your visit is private, you ought to privately incur the financial cost of your private visits. You borrow money from the United States of America, but President Donald Trump does not use presidential jets and state resources to play his private golf. You have spent billions of naira from public treasury for your health, and you have boldly refused to tell Nigerians how much it has cost us. Packing the presidential jet in the UK daily with members of your entourage is too much for a country that is borrowing to finance a budget. Why do you hide the cost of your medical care? You are the same person that is purportedly fighting corruption. Are you getting money from corrupt people and using it to treat yourself? If you listen way in the background, you will hear the sound of ambulance. That is not the siren escorting the president. That is the sound of ambulance. Those are the kind of sirens you hear abroad. Not all this one leading presidents and governors to nowhere. That is an ambulance sound you are hearing in the background. And you are fighting corruption. You are the same person your praise singers are calling Mr. Integrity. Now, your much publicized integrity is highly questionable. A man that does not honor his words with honesty has no integrity. In the future, when Nigerians hear that somebody has integrity, they will put it to forensic test. Your wife, Aisha, recently returned from the same UK for the same medical treatment after spending 2 months there. Remember that you also lied to us during your campaign that there will be no office of First Lady in your government. Recently, you appointed several aides for the office of the First Lady, sponsored from National Treasury. The office of First Lady in Nigeria is unconstitutional. It's not in our budget, and that is why in every state or federal government budget, you don't see allocations for First Ladies. If there are no expenditures, if there are expenditures, where is the budget coming from? Corruption. You lied that there will be no office of First Ladies. These are the same lies we prevent our children from telling. You are playing on the sensibilities of Nigerians. And you are not oppressing us with the soldiers and the police for people not to protest, because these are the things you want to hide. You don't want Nigerians to be wise. This insult is absolutely unacceptable. It is enough. In the countries you regularly visit, many of them will never accept the lies that this president and this government continue to tell us as a people. No lie is executive. About 10 billion naira has been budgeted for the Aso Rock Clinic since you resumed office in 2015. How was that money spent when you and your wife do not use the clinic? Who are the people using the clinic? When your wife publicly said some time ago that there was not a single syringe in the hospital. When your son Yusuf had a motorbike accident, you had to fly him abroad to complete his treatment. Why? Because there is no hospital and there is no doctor in Nigeria qualified to treat him. Who are you leaving the Nigerian hospitals for? For we, the second-class citizens? By calculation, the 2020 budget shows that 2,000 naira is what is being budgeted for each of the 200 million Nigerian citizens. while you continue to spend our resources in foreign hospitals built by the wise policies of their politicians. If their politicians did not build their hospitals, where would you have gone for treatment? You now change our naira and kobo to pounds to treat yourself and your family. Please close the Aso Rock Clinic. Close it. Close the Aso Rock Clinic and let whoever is using it patronize the same hospitals as other Nigerians if you are sincere with us as a people. Right there in London, you made a statement that doctors should treat Nigerians well. You are addressing us from London that they should treat us well. After the return of your wife from the same medical treatment in the UK, our foundation started sharing gifts to patients in Kano. And she advised Nigerians to show more care and love to the sick in our hospitals. In April 2019, you said that the inability of government to address various health challenges has resulted in increasing medical tourism that cost Nigeria over 400 billion naira yearly. You are part of the problem, Mr. President. You are mocking us. You either do not know what is going on in Nigeria or you are simply incapable of governing properly. Other persons remotely run this government. Under your watch as a retired army general, Nigeria has become so unsecured. Statistics shows that 25,794 Nigerians have been killed since the first tenure of Muhammadu Buhari. Condition of life has become so difficult that our medical doctors are now escaping from the country to foreign lands. Thousands are writing medical examinations to transfer their services to other countries. We have read that your government is planning to import foreign doctors to Nigeria. Doctors that may face the risk of kidnapping and poor hospital facilities. And you will definitely pay them more money than our Nigerian doctors. Why? Colonial mentality. Your chief of staff, Abba Kyari, had to fly to meet you in your hospital or in your private visit to sign a document. When you had the vice president you could have handed over to sign on your behalf. Power that corrupts absolutely. Mr. President, if the Tinubus and your Shomoles of today are not telling you the truth now, if they're not telling you the truth now, if they have no solution or concrete progressive ideas to offer your government apart from their daily politicking for selfish interest, then APC has nothing to offer beyond 2023. PDP apologized for 16 years. We are not ready for any crazy apology from anybody after wasted 8 years. You must learn from the mistakes of other African presidents who refused to build hospitals in their countries and they died abroad. Your friend Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe died in an hospital in Singapore after displaying in his country for 37 years. Your friend Zambia's Michael Sata died in 2014 at the King Edward VII Hospital in the UK. Zambia's Levi Mwanawasa died in France in 2008. Ethiopia's Meles Zenawi Asres died on August 20th, 2012 in Brussels, Belgium. Malam Bakai Sanha of Guinea-Bissau died in France 2012 from advanced diabetes, something that he could easily cure if he had hospitals in his country. Your other friend Omar Bongo of Gambia died of cardiac arrest in Spain in 2009 after oppressing his people for 42 years. Nigerian former First Lady Stella Obasanjo died October 23, 2005 in Spain. Musa Yar'Adua, former president of Nigeria, partly died in Saudi Arabia. Mr. President, even when you return to Nigeria, you may still return to the UK for treatment. Therefore, I say again and again, Mr. President, Buhari, go home. Buhari, go home. Build good hospitals and other infrastructures for your people. The current death rate in Nigeria this year, 2019, is 11.771 deaths per 1,000 people. Nigerians bleed to death when they have, because they have no ambulances, vehicles, when they have accidents on our dangerous roads. Malaria is killing our children. Statistics shows that 1 out of 8 Nigerian children die before the age of 5. Over 800 mothers die per 100,000 during childbirth. Do you know the story of 2 students, Jemima and Jennifer? On October 2019, when they had an accident and they were taken to the Air Force Hospital in Jos, but the hospital refused to admit them because they did not produce police report. They were alive when they got there, but they died because they refused them. May their souls rest in perfect peace. Will the system treat your daughters like that? Did you hear about the child that died at the palace of the Emir of Kano? When her mother was on the queue, her mother stood on the queue, waiting to receive some money from the Emir of Kano, but the child died in her hands from malaria. That is the country that you want to live. That will be your legacy, Mr. President. Do you know how many Nigerian soldiers have been killed in Sambisa forest because they have poor medical facilities and no welfare? Do you know how many Nigerians die in the prison and they are secretly buried without the knowledge of their families? Nigerians, this is the time to say, no, we cannot continue like this. This country belongs to each and every one of us. We did not escort anybody to Nigeria. Medical systems that operate, no money, no treatment. As blessed as we are, to worsen the problem, you made yourself the Minister of Petroleum when the load of the president is already too much for you. Whenever you travel out of Nigeria to the United Kingdom, the Minister of Petroleum is sleeping right there with you on your hospital bed because you feel that in the whole of Nigeria, nobody is qualified but you to be the Minister of Petroleum. Our country has lost billions of naira in that ministry under your supervision. Did you not promise us in your 2015 campaign that you will build one refinery quickly in succession, one after the other? Did you keep your promise? Fellow Nigerians, Nigerian senators allocate 3 billion naira to themselves annually, every year. That is what they allocate to themselves. If you multiply 3 billion naira by 109 senators, you will now have 327 billion naira. Multiply 327 billion naira by the 4 years they spend in office. That will give you 1,308 billion naira. If you share that amount with the 36 states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, every state will receive 35.3 billion naira. If you share that money with all these statistics, if you share that money and they get that 35.3 billion naira and you build an hospital for 2 billion naira, it means that every state in Nigeria can build 18 hospitals each within 4 years. We thought that you came to change all of this. We thought that that was why you came to power when you cried on national television 2011. Oh, Mr. President Buhari, how you lied to us, how you deceived us, how disappointed we are. No, Your Excellency, we thought you were going to change all the problems that you came to meet, but now you are manufacturing new problems. And now you are tagging every Nigerian that speaks as terrorists. You cannot talk. How you will seal our mouth to that country, we shall see. After you, another president will come. There were presidents before you. Their battles came and they left. Now you will not leave Nigeria, you will not leave a legacy, and you shall be remembered as the country that made our country poorer, more indebted, more insecure, ruled by few persons in the name of cabal. And our country is becoming poorer and poorer every day. And nobody is doing anything because few persons are benefiting from the system. Fellow Nigerians, the days of fear and silence must be over. For your information, if you are living in the United Kingdom, Please note that on Thursday, 14th November 2019, we shall storm the Abuja House, where President Buhari lives whenever he comes for his private visits. Abuja House, Camden Hill in London. Please be there by 10 a.m. We are going to protest. In short, we are going there for a revolution, because that is the word the Nigerian government does not want us to use, and that is the word we must use. We are non-violent people. Our movement is ensconced in the ideology of revolution without ammunition, but we are going there because we want a medical revolution in Nigeria. So we are going there for a peaceful protest. We call it revolution because we want revolution in our medical field. We know the free medical services we enjoy here in foreign countries that are not as rich as Nigeria. Fellow Nigerians, see you in London, Abuja House, 10 a.m. Thursday, 14th November. Even if Buhari travels back, definitely we come again, and we shall continue again there. So please, if you are a Nigerian, any name you call yourself, please, for this, let's come together and speak with one voice. We cannot continue to separate ourselves when we have common enemies that have put us in the situation where we are. If Nigeria was moving forward, nobody would want to break away. Please, let's come and speak with one voice. Let's form a common platform. The more we separate ourselves, the more we suffer together, because a few persons have decided to truncate the commonwealth of our destiny. No. Remember that from December 21st, we are going to have seven midnights of prayers. We are going to pray precursing. This one is precursing. The time of prayer for Nigerian leaders is over. We've been praying amiss. Now we're going to precurse. Some of them will fly and they will not land. Some will sleep, they will not wake up. We are going to change the headlines of Nigerian news. Something new is about to happen in Nigeria. Don't give up on Nigeria. Don't give up on Nigeria. The pharaohs we see today, the Egyptians we see today, very soon we shall see them no more. We shall see them no more. Our country is too blessed to be poor.